Hey, what's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different than normal. So as you can see, I have somebody else here with me. This is Danielle. Danielle is a friend of mine and someone who I have been working with not only in my actual place of business, but as a mentor and kind of teacher to her. I've been trying to help her and spending a lot of time with her. So I wanted Danielle to tell you guys a little bit about how she and I met and what we've been doing over the past couple of months.
So the way we met is pretty strange. I started coming here, sell like jewelry and stuff like that. And one day I was actually forced to pawn my MacBook Pro laptop by my boyfriend at the time. And I came here asking ABOUD if he bought electronics, and he was like, no, but I'm looking for a personal laptop, I'll buy it off you. And it still had all my information on it and everything, so he's like, I'll give you the money and just come back and go clear it off. And I was like, great. And I had all intentions of doing that. And my home life was kind of caving in and nothing was going my way at all. Everything was out of my reach. And the laptop ended up getting stolen from me. And the money that I got for the laptop had already been spent. So
the way we met basically was she fucked me over on some money that I gave her. She owed me a fucking laptop computer that she no longer had, and she didn't have the money to give back to me. So we started off in a very unusual situation. I tried to reach out to her. I didn't have her phone number, but I had a way to, to find her. I sent something to her house and shit, like letting her know that she needed to contact me. But when we first got back in touch, the conversation wasn't a pleasant one, and I flipped the fuck out on her, and I fucking screamed at her, and I fucking threatened her, which I wasn't happy about. Not physically.
I cried like a little girl.
Yeah, but
I did.
What it came down to was, I told her that this is the situation we're in. You owe me this fucking money, and you have a couple options. She couldn't pay me back the money, so something that I offered her was an opportunity to repay it and square up with me by working for me and paying off that debt. And I basically told her, look, you're going to do whatever the fuck I ask of you, and for however long I feel, necessary to pay back until I feel okay about it. And at that point, she agreed to do that. And I saw then that, if she is willing to do that and actually comply and fulfill what she said and come to work and show up and do all this, that in itself is sign that, this person is trying to change and trying to be about something better. And for me, for those of you that know me, I'm all about helping people. So I saw that as a sign for me to do the right thing also and step up and try to help her. So she did what she agreed to. She showed up here. She worked for like a week or more before we were settled and we were even.
Mopping,
cleaning the bathroom,
the toilet.
everything.
I was face first in the toilet, cleaning the toilet.
Which again, I respected then. I respected that because just in knowing her, she's not that type personality. So her type personality is similar to mine. Fucking hard-headed, stubborn ass, doesn't want to listen to shit, and has a real problem with authority.
Being told what to do.
Yeah, so I recognize that trait in her, and because of that, and because of what she did outside of her normal character in agreeing to this and fulfilling it, and not saying shit when I intentionally told her to clean the bathrooms, just to fucking test it and see what she's really about in this case, and how bad she wants to fucking change. So in my seeing her willingness to do all that, again, I just thought that was a clear sign for me that, I'm going to try to help her. So after she finished paying back the debt, I offered her a part-time employment opportunity in one of my companies here. She did that, and long story short, ended up working full-time for me. I gave her a full-time opportunity. In addition to that, we spend a lot of time together because she's in an awkward living situation. As she mentioned, she had problems at home, and it's kind of crazy, but she ended up living with me now. So I brought her into my home, and I allowed her to live with me. Just because, again, I wanted to help and recognize that it's impossible for somebody, especially a young female, to get on their feet when they have nowhere to live. I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate. I have plenty of space. It's not an issue. So she's been there now for over a month with me. And because of that, because of how much time we share together, she's changed so much, and all for the better. And again, I wanted her to come on here and just say something, because for those of you that do know of me, and we've interacted, a lot of us have interacted over the years, I try to help people, but I wanted to put a face to it. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you guys to see that this is the actual person, because you've heard a lot of the bullshit about all the stories, but this is actually her. So I wanted Danielle also to just tell you basically what she feels has changed in the last month. So when I met her, my perspective and what I saw of her was that this is a person that's on a downward spiral, fucked, doesn't give a fuck, didn't care, didn't love herself. She was all confused about it. Fucked up boyfriend situation who I really don't like, piece of shit. I want to beat the fuck out of him, but that's a different thing. And that's what I saw. And what I see now, today, even in that short time, is completely different. One of the other reasons I decided to help her is I've shared a lot about my personal past and my experiences and all my fuck-ups and all the shit that I go through. I suffered from depression. I still do, very serious depression. And one of the more serious videos I did was about suicide and shit like that, and how that, I dealt with my whole life, wanting to kill myself. And I recognized that she also had a lot of that same emotional issue that I had. So we have so much in common, and that was the groundwork for us developing the kind of relationship that we have in trusting each other. So you want to tell them a little bit about what you think changed in the last month or so?
A lot has definitely changed. As far as I'm concerned, I think I've done a total 360, 180, 360, whatever, different person. I was lost, confused, depressed, sad, didn't get dressed. I was wearing, basketball shorts and a tank top and slip on, those slide sandals with socks every single day. Same thing. Didn't care. I looked like a man. I didn't care. The boyfriend situation, that in itself, everything was, I had nowhere to live. I was a mess. And no one trusted me either. I was everyone yelled at me, everyone put me down to make themselves feel better, and I let them. And like I said, I was just bad news. My dad told me I was the kid that he didn't want his kids hanging out with. I was the kid the parents didn't want their kids hanging out with, whatever. And he trusted me with a lot. Put a lot of trust in me, respected me, didn't take my past and use it against me like everyone else does. And that showed me, alright, someone cares, someone's giving you a chance. Don't fuck it up. Don't let this be like every other chance you've had. Chance. Whatever. This is legit. You don't fuck it up. So
yeah, I seen a huge change again, and what she mentioned about the trust thing, not only do I trust her now completely, I trust her with my children, I trust her in my home. I don't fuck around and take anybody to my house, but I literally trust her with tens of thousands of dollars. She has access to everything here. I let her drive my cars, and I'm slowly rebuilding, the character in a better way than what it was for her. So her main issue, like a lot of us, it goes back to early times in life where we got a false sense of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We were fucked up and we were hurt by people, and people talked shit to us and led us to believe things about ourselves that are not true. And that's the main thing I see with Danielle and what I tell her. And what I tell a lot of people, that I see so much potential and I see her differently. I'm not going to use her past, and I'm not going to judge her based on that, because who the fuck am I, first of all? I have a worse past than fucking anybody. So I don't want to be judged, and I won't do that to her either.
And you met me, at my worst. When you met me, I had just come out of, the mental hospital. I was all kinds of fucked up. All kinds of fucked up. And I'm here to tell you, that you can change it. And I didn't think that. A month and a half ago, I didn't think that. I didn't care. I was getting high, didn't care, whatever. Trying to numb myself. Like I said, didn't get dressed, didn't brush my hair, didn't care at all.
Yeah, so again, one of the reasons for this video is that what she said. You guys need to realize that no matter what the fucking situation is, no matter how bad it is, there is possibility to change it. It takes a lot of work, and unfortunately...
And you have to want it, too.
Yeah, I mean, for most people, unfortunately, they're not given this kind of opportunity. And that's why, for me, I said this before, for me, it's a blessing for me to be able to do shit like this. I don't look at it as work. Some people don't understand why I do these things. Why would you go out of your way and do shit like this for people to this extent, especially, which is crazy, and especially because I have all this other shit happening in my own life. It's not like I have the time. I have a lot of shit happening. But the answer to that and the reason is because I see myself in her. I see the same shit when I was her age happening to her that did to me. And I don't want that to continue. This is the reason I work with most of the younger people that I do. Because I see common ground in them. And I know what the fuck happens. I know what the end of that story was had I not intervened in her life in that time. Had I just let her continue on and move on and fuck this person and whatever, I know what the end result is. And the end result is fucking ugly. It doesn't get better. It's a life that you're fucking stuck forever in that shit revolving door, whether it has to do with jail or not, drug rehab, whatever. But you're fucked and you're stuck on loser. And I didn't want that. And I'm glad that Danielle was able to change so much in such a short time. And, I'm very, very proud of her. And I give her a lot of credit and a lot of respect for doing this, because this is the shit that most people don't do. Everybody talks about this shit, about what they want to do and their willingness to pay a price and change. But when it really comes down to it, this is hard work that she's doing. It's not easy to turn shit off and to change what's been for your whole life and to change your surroundings and to get rid of people that you've had in your life for a long time only because you recognize now that they're fucking hurting you. And you can't continue like that. So it's a lot of work to change. But again, guys, I just want you to see that anything is possible. And don't discount anyone. Like she said, her main problem is that nobody gave her a chance. Nobody trusted her enough to allow her to prove herself trustworthy.
Nobody does still, though. Nobody does.
Yeah.
Not my dad. That's the reason why I'm not allowed to live in my house. My dad does not trust me alone in my house. I'm 19 years old. I'm not saying that I haven't given him reason to, whatever, but all it takes is one person.
Yeah.
And the willingness to want to change.
And I'm glad for whatever reason, she and I were able to have that kind of connection, because she told me that she doesn't really listen to anybody and she's never, ever, had a situation like this where she just had respect enough for someone to take their advice and to listen. And I know it's difficult, and that's the problem that most of us have, is that fucking ego thing. I have the same problem. I don't want to hear shit from anybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't want to hear that shit because I have that same fucking stubbornness. And that's the problem. That's the most difficult thing to overcome in the beginning, is to humble yourself enough to recognize that I have a fucking problem. What I thought I knew about life and what I thought is right has led me to this situation here. And this is fucked up. This is not okay. So you got to recognize that first, and recognize that if somebody's out there offering you help, take the fucking help, because we can't all do this shit by ourselves. In this case, it's very fortunate that we were able to connect the way we were immediately. But I'm very proud of her. I'm happy. I hope you guys get something positive out of this, whether it's just encouragement to try to change yourself, or on the other end, encouragement to try to help people. If you're doing okay yourself now and you're not in need of that kind of fucking help, reach out to somebody else and fucking do it.
You could be that one person for them.
Yeah, and the way I look at it is, aside from what's happening in my own life, I can't turn away this kind of opportunity where I see that I have a chance to change somebody's whole fucking world. And that's what I saw. And that's what the actual decision came down to, especially about letting her come into my house, which is crazy for me. It came down to that. If I turn my back now, I know what the fuck is going to happen. And I'm not willing to accept that. I'm not cool with that. And no matter what, no matter how it looks, how crazy I may fucking be, I'm going to make it a point to change. And I'm so happy to say that we're doing so well together, and she's doing great. And she's going to stay working for me, and we're going to continue, you know, improving slowly and rebuilding that character in the right way for her. So again, maybe we'll do a follow-up video at another time, and so you guys can see the progress as it happens. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching it.